Hey guys,
What's up?
welcome to Salon Talk.
Where we're gonna spill all the tea going on in our lives.
Yes, basically, like anything you want to talk about within a salon walls, we talk about here.
We're gonna be talking about it all. We're here to be your friends.
Your besties and like your favorite, I don't know, hairstylist, where you spill all the tea. So
Okay.
I'm Caroline,
I'm Lauren.
and yes, we're going to tell you a little bit about ourselves to start.
Yep.
So do you want to go first?
Yep. So I'm Lauren. I just turned 21
Ooh.
and just got married in June a few months ago. And I just started esthetician school. And yeah, so that's pretty much where I'm at.
So yes, that's very exciting. I love the esthetician school.
I know.
Very beige. So I'm Caroline. I just got married actually almost a year ago. It's going to be a year and I think 10 days.
That is crazy to me.
Crazy. And I'm a new hairstylist. I recently just graduated from cosmetology school in June. And so now I just started working at a salon. So I am a baby stylist. But yeah, it's been really fun.
We thought that this would be so good because we're both like in beauty school, so we can relate. I feel like we're both married young. So yeah.
I feel like that's kind of hard to like, I know there's a lot of young married people out there, but then there's also a lot of girls in cosmetology school or like trying to become a new stylist or a new esthetician or a new provider in general. And I feel like it's really hard to find a sense of community in that because you didn't go to school.
Yeah,
traditionally,
exactly.
You don't really have like a ton of friends who are in the same boat as you, especially like us, like being newly married. I feel like it's kind of hard to have people to relate to.
Mm-hmm.
So we're hoping somebody out there relates to us in any type of
Yes.
way. Because, I mean, I know from going to my salon in the beginning, I was so nervous because I thought everyone was already going to be like, you know, clicked together and I was coming in new. So it's very scary.
Exactly. Yeah. And I feel like I was so glad I didn't go to like a 4-year school because like I had no idea what I wanted to do.
Oh,
like
yeah.
didn't want to just jump in. And like esthetician school, it's so nice because it's just a small group.
Right.
And it's not taking a bunch of classes that like I don't care about.
Exactly.
Like, and I can get it done in like 6 months, which is crazy to me. That's so fast.
That is so fast. Yeah. Mine took a little bit longer than that. I think I was in cosmetology school like 2 years.
It's fine.
But I did start by going to college, and I'm so glad I ended up switching because I just hated that so much. It really was not me. I was going for nursing. Then I switched to, I don't know, dental hygienist, which is so not me.
I thought about doing that for a while. Like in
I feel like
senior
it's
year,
just,
I was like, yeah, I'm going to do a dental hygiene.
yes. I feel like when you don't know what you're doing, people are just like, dental hygiene.
hygienist.
And you're like, oh, no, not really. So I switched to that, and I did that for like, I don't know, 2 months, and I was like, this is the worst thing ever. So I switched to business, and then with business, I switched to something else in business, and then finally I was like, obviously I don't want to be here. Like, it's not
like,
about
I
my
keep
major.
switching, so I need to change it up.
Like, it's not about my major, maybe. It's just about me coming to college. So
Yep.
I think I went to school for 2 years. It was like in the middle of the pandemic. I was like, you know what? I'm going to quit. So I quit going to college, and then I worked all summer, and then I was like, I want to go to cosmetology school, which I kind of always wanted to go to cosmetology school, but I didn't know I knew I wanted to do it, but I thought my parents would be mad, honestly. Which I think is crazy because now that I'd say this to them, they're like, why would I be mad? I just want you to make money and be happy. I'm like, I don't know. Like, I thought you wanted me to go to college. So
Right? Like when I was trying to decide what I wanted to do in high school, my mom mentioned going to esthetician school because I think I would like it better than cosmetology.
Mhm.
And I was like, I don't know. Just kind of brushed that off and then started doing photography.
Yeah.
Kind of just did that. And then I was like, wait a minute. Why didn't I do this sooner? Like, honestly, I wish I would have done it right out of high school. I don't know why I didn't.
But also I feel like where I was right out of high school, I don't know if I would have necessarily, like, maybe I would have gone to cosmetology school. Maybe I would have gone to esthetician school. But do I think I would have necessarily pursued it as a job? I'm not sure because I don't know if I was really in a place to be like, I can make my own hours. I can set my own prices. I
Right.
have to be on my grind. Like, backing it up 2 years from now, I don't think I would have done that. Like,
Right.
and that's one thing that these girls who go to high school, like cosmetology school in high school, I feel like are not prepared for. And like, if you are, that is amazing. That's great. But it's really hard to step out of high school and just be like, okay, now I have to basically be an entrepreneur.
Yeah, exactly.
And I
'Cause
feel
you're
like-
still like really young. Like even
Right.
us, we're still young. Like
Exactly.
early 20s. So like
And honestly, I would definitely say that us being married has put a big like push into that because we're like, okay, now we have to like provide for our future.
Yeah.
We're like, when you're in high school or like fresh to graduate at high school, you're like, what future, babe?
you're like, what? I'm just here.
I'm just
I'm
rocking.
just living in the moment, right?
Yeah. So I definitely think it was probably a good thing for me to learn it the hard way, even though right now I'm like, especially when I was in school, I was like, God, I'm 21 and I'm not even finished with cosmetology school.
Right.
But now I'm like, I don't think I would have been on my grind like I am now.
Exactly.
And that would have hurt me.
Yeah.
And so that's really, yeah.
And there's like people like that are going into like esthetician that I've seen that are a little bit older too. So I feel like I'm like really actually like ahead.
I mean, thank God I'm not like 35 trying to go into it. And if you are, props
Good
to
for
you. But
like, that's great.
It's just, I mean, everyone knows, like it's just more rough when you try to go into it older and like, especially if you had a career beforehand, because then it's hard to build clients and stuff because no one's used to you being there for hair.
And if you have kids already, like that would be
a whole nother
thing that would make it hard. For real.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree to that. Yeah, but I would have to say, I'm glad I went into it when I did.
I feel like the timing when each of us did it was like perfect for us.
Right.
Like,
right.
I feel like it couldn't have worked out better, honestly.
Okay, so do you want to talk about what it's been like going to esthetician school?
Yes.
Or like the process of even getting in and like doing all that. I feel like that'd be really cool.
Yeah, it was kind of like, I feel like I was honestly applying for a job. Like, I felt like that's what it was. So we had like, oh my gosh.
The lightning.
The lightning, okay. So we had to like apply and like fill out all this stuff, and we had to do an in-person interview, which was pretty extensive.
Scary.
Yeah, I was a little like stressed because there were so many people applying, but then we had to like wait a couple weeks and find out if we got in, and I was so glad. Like they only accepted 6 basic students. I want to do the master when I'm finished, but yeah, it was kind of a extensive process. It took like a couple months to like when I applied to like figure out I got in. And
that's so nerve-wracking too.
Know, especially too because like where we live, there's no other program for estheticians. Like this is the only one.
And
like,
it's 6 students. It's not a million, and I'm sure there are people lining up to get into it.
And they don't have like space for more. And she was saying like when I was there, they have people drive like they've had people drive up to like 3 hours away just to go to school there because there's not that many schools.
My gosh.
And I was like, wow, I'm not gonna get in.
I would never. I'm sorry, but I really would not drive up to 3 hours. I mean, but that's so rough.
I was like, I wonder where they came from. Like,
holy moly. Yeah, I mean, I did have girls at my school who drove like over an hour and a half away to get to my school.
Like that is dedication.
And I went to like a mini cosmetology school, like, and we have a bigger one. I think we have 2 bigger ones near us. I know we have Paul Mitchell and another one, but I'm like, why would you drive to like? I only had 8 students in my cosmetology school, so it was a lot smaller. It was in Salon, and like we only had 1 teacher, so that was a little bit different. But yeah, some girls would drive hours away, especially if they already went to Paul Mitchell and then realized they didn't want to do like the Paul Mitchell route, and then they went to our school.
Dang, I'm 25 minutes away, and I'm like, it's too far. I wish it was right there.
Luckily, I actually don't live close to anything, but I was the closest person to my school, which is super weird.
You're like the furthest, I feel.
I know, because I live in the middle of nowhere, but my school is kind of in the middle of nowhere. So
true,
it was very close.
It's like close to the middle of nowhere.
Exactly.
It's on the edge of it.
It worked out for me. Everyone else, not so much. So now that you're in esthetician school, how thoughts, feelings?
I have only been 1 week, and it's really honestly great because we only have to go Mondays and Tuesdays, and most of the work is just done at home. Like it's all pretty much, a lot of it is just self like motivated, like you just got to do it and like clock your hours, because I have to get 600 hours by January. So yeah, but I really like that, and I feel like I'm a self-motivated person, like rather than just like a teacher like telling me what to do for 8
I would
hours
prefer
like
to be self-motivated than have somebody tell me what to do. Honestly,
exactly.
Like I like a good cheerleader in the background. I don't like somebody being up my butt though.
Same, me either. Like I have to motivate myself.
Yeah, no kidding.
I can procrastinate, but I just have to, like, when I want to do something, I'll get it done. And I've noticed already, like, I'm wanting to get in the hours, which is good, because like usually I feel like I would procrastinate and be like, I don't want to do it, but I'm actually really excited and I want to be really good at it.
Right.
And like take my time and like.
See, I had a little bit different. Like I went through ebbs and flows, which obviously, like, you're doing a 6-month program, you got to be on your game, or you're behind the ball. Right. Like where we didn't have like a time frame. It was like you started whenever and you finished whenever you're done. And like I said, I don't like when somebody tells me what to do, but I do need a good cheerleader because there were times that I kind of lost like the goal at the end. Like I was like, oh, I'm going to school every day. This is so annoying, blah, blah, blah. And then I wasn't doing my stuff at home. And then that just progressively gets worse and everything. But towards the end, I was really trying to just finish. I was like, you know what? I don't care what I'm doing. Like, I just need to finish, especially like right near my wedding. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm still in school and I'm getting married. Like, this is so stressful.
Right.
So it's probably good that she wasn't on me, or like I didn't miss the fact that I was graduating, especially, you know, being married. I'm trying to enjoy stuff that I'm doing, like my showers and different things like that. And like, obviously I have to not be in school to do different things like bridal trials and stuff like that. Right. So luckily it wasn't taxed against me. And I took a whole month off during my wedding, which I am so glad to say that I'm easily able to do that. And it wasn't like a big deal to my teacher. And she was super glad that I like put that boundary in. But I wished at the beginning I would have been way more on my game, because I think I started out being like, oh, this is going to be so good. And then like a month in, I was like, oh, I'm tired now.
Right. That's something I do like. Like, we have a finish date, and we had to get 30 hours a week to finish by the finish date. But that's the rest is up to us, which I like. I like general guidelines. Like,
right.
You have to be done my hair. You have to get 30 hours a week. And I have to just motivate myself to get those hours in every week.
And for me, I felt like in the beginning of cosmetology school, I didn't really know what I was supposed to be doing each week. So like, you already know, like it's been your second week, but you know you have to get 30 hours per week. Right. For me, I was just kind of like, whatever I do is fine. Like, I don't think I really knew my guidelines. So I feel like maybe if I would have known that, I would have been a little bit better. But I don't know. I was definitely a slacker in the middle. And then finally it like hit me. I was like, oh my God, I have got to do this, or I'm going to be here for the rest of my life.
Right.
So luckily I did.
And you're done now. So good.
Yes,
you
thank
made
God.
it.
I went to state boards and I took my test, my like theory test. Yeah, that's what it's called. And luckily I passed it on the first time, but I was stressing out. It told me at the end, it was like, you passed. And I still was like in disbelief that I passed. So I was like, wait, what? What does that mean? And then I go out to the lobby and I asked the lady, I'm like, did I pass? She was like, I don't know. Did it say, did you pass? I was like, it said I passed. And she was like, yeah, you obviously passed. I was like, sorry. I was just scared. I didn't, because I didn't want to have my hopes up and then go out there and her be like, better luck next time.
Right. No.
But, yeah.
I know. I'm going to try so hard. I do not want to have to retake it.
I was seeing a TikTok and this girl was on there and she was like, any tips to passing state board theory test? And then this girl stitched it. She was like, study the whole time you're in school. And I was like, yeah, honestly, that's kind of like, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but if you want to pass those tests, like there's not really like enough you can do the weeks before to like be prepared. Because for me, like I had the most random conglomeration of questions on my test. And I was like, honestly, if I was not paying attention this whole time I was in school, I probably would have bombed that. Like it would have been horrible. So if you guys are going to take your state board test, please, like even if it's in a year or in 2 months, you got to just start paying attention in school, because that is really the way. Like I don't know how anyone could go like just straight into it, like
right, just like kind of
like the real estate license. Like
that won't work to pass, because I feel like I've heard a lot of people say that when you're in like cosmetology or esthetician school, you're like learning how to pass the state board. Like that's what they're working
basically
on.
It. Like it's so strange to me. Like that's, you literally spend 2 years just to pass one test. And like before I took my theory test, I was like, I am like, what if I don't pass this? I took 2 years to pass one single test. If I don't pass this, like that's gonna be the biggest embarrassment of my life. But luckily I didn't get the best score ever, but I passed with like 5 points over. So I was like, okay, whatever.
Hello.
Sir, what are you doing?
You just want to be in it? Can you please get down? Thank you.
He's like, but I look so handsome.
I want to say hi to everybody.
He's so cutie though.
Go on.
This is Mavy. Mavy baby.
Oh, hi.
Hi, baby.
So sweet.
You want love?
Come on. Get out.
Yeah,
Get down.
Too much.
You gotta go. Here. Take your bone. Here. Take your bone and go. Gosh, you've been so good so far.
Keep it up, Maverick.
Please.
And so then I went to took my in-person cosmetology, test. That is the worst thing ever. First of all, never once in my now 2 months at my new salon have I used one single thing that I did in my state board test.
Wow.
But also, like, I swear I've done the complete opposite. Like, it is the most stressful test I've ever taken in my life. And, like, the way they watch you is insane. And I was only one of 3 girls in the whole group of 10 that took the test at the same time that passed.
Oh, wow.
And, like, I don't even know how I passed. And I only got 1 point above passing. And, like, while I was taking the test, I was like, God, I did so good. And then after, I was like, how did I only get 1 point above passing? Like, I didn't even know what I did wrong because luckily I got to go through my test a lot beforehand. But, like, these other girls who I thought definitely did a great job, because you're not really supposed to look around, but, like, you can look around. They, like, didn't pass. And I was like, wow, I definitely thought they did better than me. So it's just, like, I don't even know how they even score it. It's very stressful.
That's interesting.
I don't know if you could prepare yourself enough for that test.
Right. Yeah, I've already, like, the first week, our teacher was telling us, like, tips for the state board already.
Yeah.
Like, make sure this, and this.
It's so
like,
dumb.
Like, remember all this stuff.
Like,
I feel
also
like it's so
make sure,
because you have to, like, do it in front of someone.
right,
Like,
and make sure you pack your kit very well, because there were a few people who had their kits, like, mumbled jumbled, and, like, I knew when they pulled it out of their bag, that was, like, the first thing on their face was like, this is wrong. And, like, you could just tell that they were, like, panicking the rest of the time because something like that they did at home wasn't exactly right. And so definitely just make sure your kit's good. And, like, I know there's services online if your teacher won't pack it for you, which luckily my teacher packs mine for me. But there's services online where you can exactly order the kit for any cosmetology state board, and it will come to you and it says do not open till day of state boards. So it's not, like, disorganized, and they put it in, like, the exact order you have to pull it out during the... So
That's
if you
really
guys
nice.
aren't getting it packed, I know there's a service online that provides that. But very stressful.
Yeah, oh my
Definitely.
gosh. I'm glad you're giving me all the tips
Yes.
right now.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I haven't taken it yet. I haven't gone through it. So I'm like,
Yes, very stressful,
I'm
though.
going to remember all this for later.
Putting that in the back of my brain.
Yeah, literally.
No, for
It's
real.
storming outside right now. Like,
Yeah,
it
it's
is
coming
bad.
down. This is so sidebar, but the YMCA was closed today because of a water issue.
Wait, really?
I was like,
so
what?
random.
I know. I didn't try to go. I
What
just
kind
saw
of
it
water
online.
issue? That's
I'm
kind
not
of
sure.
weird because, like, earlier in the apartment, all the water was coming out brown. Maybe it's
That's probably
related
that.
to that.
Yeah, I mean, you live right
It
there.
was
So.
so weird. Like, it was disgusting.
Oh, scary. Don't brush your
Maybe
teeth.
It's right there, so probably related, honestly.
That's scary. Okay, so I'm going to talk about what it's like being in a new salon and kind of like how I found my salon. So it's so weird. You actually don't apply for salons unless you want to work at like Sports Clips or Great Clips, which nothing wrong with that, but that's personally not really where I could see myself.
Yeah.
I
don't
wanted to
really
work
see
at
you
like
thriving in that environment.
I kind of wanted to work at like more high-end bougie salon. And so I asked one of my friends who found a salon home already, and I was just like, hey, like, how did you end up getting into a salon? She was like, you messaged them on Facebook. And I was like, actually, yeah, that kind of makes sense, because obviously, like, that's how most people book, unless like they go online. But obviously, like, if they have a social media presence, they're probably messaging people back on Facebook. So I was like, okay. So I just went around to like on Facebook, I just typed in salons near me, and I just went down and like looked. It's kind of the best way to do it, because you can look at like what the salon actually looks like, and like not only can you see reviews and stuff, but you can also, kind of see what your coworkers will look like. And I just tried to find people that kind of look like me, or like, salons that kind of fit my aesthetic. So I found a few salons that I liked, and I messaged them on Facebook, and I was just like, hey, I'm a new stylist. I was just wondering if you guys are looking for somebody else to add to your salon. And immediately, I'm not even kidding you, in the next 20 minutes, the salon I work at now messaged me back, and they were like, oh yeah, like, we are looking for somebody, and we've been looking for somebody for a while. Would you mind coming in right now? And I was like,
I'm in my pajamas, but sure.
yeah, literally. I was laying in my bed. I
On
was
my
like,
way.
give me 30 minutes. And I live literally 30 minutes away. So I don't know what the freak I was thinking. So I drive there, and actually my owner of my salon was getting her hair done by now one of my really good friends and coworkers, Abby. And she was like, just sit next to me. So I'm sitting next to her while she's getting her hair done. And she's like, so what do you like see for your future, being in a salon, blah, blah, blah. So I just kind of went through like how I felt like I wanted, like where I wanted to be. I was like, I just want to be in a good place where I can have like pretty relaxed hours, because I have, been a front desk person for a different salon, and they were a bit more strict, and I was like, I know I just don't want that for myself. I kind of like the more laid back environment. And then she told me about like, you know, what they do. They're a commission based salon, which I have to say I've been loving, and I know that's pretty controversial because I know a lot of people booth rent in the beginning. So I just, you know, kind of went through it with her, and she was like, okay, well, you have the job. I was like, oh crap, I didn't.
I feel like you really
Really
have to
know.
like put yourself out there when you're
Yes,
trying to find
you
a
do.
salon job. Like they're not gonna come to you. You really
Do. And I just didn't even know, like, how do you even apply for salons? I feel like that's not really a thing they tell you when you're in cosmetology school, which I'm like, isn't this the goal?
Isn't this what
Aren't I supposed to be employable?
Help me find a job, please.
But yeah, definitely like be honest, because I don't like, I know for myself, I wouldn't want to be in there and being like, yes, like I'm super into cutting men's hair and I like to do this and that and this and that stuff you do not do. And then next thing you know, your whole book is filled with things you absolutely hate. Like if you hate doing perms, don't go in and be like, I only do perms. Like be so authentic to yourself, because if you're in the right salon, they're not going to care. It's not going to be like a make or break. They want you to be happy as much as you want to be happy. So definitely like be authentic to yourself, and you know, don't run yourself ragged for a salon if it's not the perfect fit, because there will be a perfect salon for you.
Right.
Which
you just have to like find it.
You just, and like put yourself out there, especially. So I got the job. I was a little scared. And apparently when I left, they were like, oh, she's so sweet and so cute. Okay, make sure we're like extra nice around her. And I was like, oh, that's so sweet. And I obviously didn't know this till later. But then I started my salon. I literally love it. I love everyone I work with. I feel like, honestly, I told my husband the other day, I'm going to work here forever. Like, I don't want to ever leave. This is like exactly my home. And they're like, I already know 2 girls who I graduated with who have already switched salons, and like nothing wrong with that. But I just like, I think it's honestly being authentic in your interview and like, you know, doing research behind the scenes of your salon and like making sure it fits you.
Right. And maybe not taking like a job just because it's a job.
Right.
Like, if you can't see yourself there long term, like I feel like it's not the best move.
And I did apply. I didn't really know at the time, but I did message a salon that like it does like fashion colors and stuff like that, and like really like 1960 feel hair. And I didn't really know that. And then once I started looking at their Facebook page more, I was like, yeah, I can't really see myself here. Like I could do hair anywhere. I could do hair in my basement. I could do hair at a salon. So for me, putting myself in a salon where I'm not going to like the work I'm doing, it's not really worth having that job for me.
Right.
And it ended up, she messaged me back and she was like, yeah, we'd love for you to come in. And I was just like, oh yeah, unfortunately, like I just feel like I wouldn't be the best fit at your salon. And they were like, thank you so much for telling me that. I totally appreciate it. So definitely just make sure like you feel like you belong at the salon you're in, because it's not like there's a billion salons. You could search salons near me right now and probably 1,000 would come up.
Exactly.
So
and
yeah.
I feel like a lot of salons don't post like when they need someone. I feel like they kind of expect people maybe to like,
message them. And I know a lot of salons have like a good relationship with different cosmetology schools, so they'll be like, oh, send your girls to me. Like Indulgence Salon near us, I probably should cut that out. I don't know if it's like a big brand. I don't know. It's probably anyways a salon near us messaged like one of the girls I just graduated with, and they were like, hey, do you want to come to us? And she was like, oh, I already have my salon home, but thank you. And so they're like in contact with my school now. But I know like that's a big thing where, you know, one salon will get a lot of the same girls from the same school. Right. Where like if you don't necessarily want to go to that salon, you have to branch out and find something different, which is totally fine. But just make sure you know how to branch out, because I feel like that's really hard. Just finding like how to apply, because it's never going to be like, oh, job listing.
Yeah, it's not the same as like a regular job.
No, it's not at all.
And our school, my school, they said that they get a lot of calls of like looking for estheticians, which is really nice. And they'll like recommend obviously their students first. Right. Which is really helpful, because I feel like it is hard to find a job in the beauty like industry. Oh yeah. And if you were like starting like by yourself, you have to like have all the equipment and buy all that.
Oh, and
it's a whole
do the most. Yeah. Literally do the most and build your own book by yourself. Does your school also, is it also a salon? Yes. Okay, yeah. Which is pretty nice, because I'm sure you could work there if you really wanted to. Yeah. I think I've seen some girls that have like gone through there that have gotten jobs there after. Which is really nice. Yeah. Yeah, so Yeah, my school was not also a salon, so it was just school.
Right.
So yeah, just definitely finding a salon that fits you is a big, like, I can't even think of the word. Okay, definitely finding a salon near you is like really what you need to focus on.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be unhappy. That's the biggest thing. You don't want to hate your job. You don't want to hate the salon you're in, because you're going to be doing hair for a long time. Like, I thought about it, you know, you're going to be doing hair for the next 50 plus years.
Yeah,
like,
so you might as well be happy. I think, like, end goal for me is to have my own.
Right.
Like, I feel like I just do better when I'm my own boss and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, end goal, that's that. Like, obviously, right out, I'm not going to be able to do that. Because you got to have,
Yeah.
like,
Which I feel so lucky, because the salon I'm in not only is a commission, so that's way less stressful because I'm not booth renting. I'm not having to make a quota each day in order to even pay my booth rent.
Right.
But also I set all my own prices and I set all my own hours. If I don't have any clients, I don't have to be in there,
That's
which
so
I
nice.
think is so nice.
Yeah.
Because I personally have worked at other salons, even just as like the front desk person, where the stylist had to sit in there all day, even if they didn't have a client.
Oh my gosh.
And like, they're paying a babysitter, they're paying for food to come, like
expensive.
DoorDash and like gas to get there. And obviously that's just waste of money if you don't have any clients.
Exactly.
And they're like, well, what if somebody comes in? I'm like, okay, but 90% of the time no one came in. And like, I understand having like maybe that one person there that's like, hey, you're on walk-ins just today.
Right.
And like, you could even switch it up every single day, but having, you know, 5 girls sit there that don't have any clients,
Yeah,
that's rough for them.
Yeah.
And like, that makes you not want to work there.
Exactly. Because I feel like
Makes
you're
you
not
wanna
doing
move on.
anything. And you're not getting, like, rewarded at all.
Right.
So, yeah, agree.
Also, today I just got Brazilian blowout certified. So holla! I'll be
That's
certified
so
for the
cool.
next 5 years.
Dang. You
know,
gotta
right?
do it every 5 years?
Yeah.
Oh.
Which
How do
is-
you do it? How do you get certified?
Online.
Oh.
You just watch the little
Cool.
YouTube video and then
And
you
you're like,
take it.
I can do it.
But luckily, it's not just that. My owner did teach me how to do a blowout the other day, a Brazilian blowout the other day. So
Good.
I'm hoping to book one here soon.
Maverick says he wants a Brazilian blowout.
He needs one.
Please give me one.
Get that
I would
hair
love
nice
that.
and sleek.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so talking about finding clients, I think it's really important to find clients that fit your aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think it's really important to not take, you know, color clients, like fashion color clients, if that's not like necessarily the next clients you want to have.
Right.
Because for me, like, I am a big into blondes and stuff, so I'm not going to accept somebody who, I mean, I obviously will do everyone's hair, but I just won't like be a big pusher on doing fashion colors if that's not the future clients you want. So just really picking what you enjoy doing and then getting clients based off of that is very important.
Right. I feel like you can be really successful when you like are good at like a specific thing. Like you can be like well-rounded, but when you're really good at something, like then you'll get like so many repeat clients. I feel like they want that all the time.
Also, like being happy in your work. You want to post your stuff. You don't want to be like, oh, I hated that. Because personally, you don't want green hair. So you're just like, oh, I don't even like that. Where if you like, you know, are only doing blondes or something like that, you're like, oh, I'm excited to share about this. And I want more people to come to me that want to be blonde because that's what I enjoy doing. But also just, you know, finding clients is kind of hard.
Yeah.
And I think as long as you like, also, this sounds so random, but like just being nice to people.
That's so true. It goes a long way.
It really does, because no one wants to get their hair done, get a facial, get anything. No one wants anyone they don't like to touch them, like
Exactly.
or to go sit in your chair. So even before you start cosmetology school, before you get into high school, any point in your life, just start being nice to people, because there are people that you don't even know who reach out to you and are like, hey, can I get this service done? And like, you might have mutual friends and stuff, and you're like, oh, well, I'm glad they sent them to me, because obviously, like, if they like you, or if even they're nice, you're nice to them, and you're not trying to fight with everybody, you're obviously going to get more clients and get more people to sit in your chair.
Exactly. I feel like like the more likable you are, the more you're going to get talked about, on top of doing good at your service.
Right.
If you're really friendly and really personable, then people are going to talk about you and recommend you more.
Agreed. And also, like, keeping up with your social media is a big help on getting clients. Like,
Yeah.
you know, staying consistent with posting and doing things like that. And like posting TikToks and reels are super fun too. And like, if you want to, you know, show that your environment like at your salon is really relaxed, like put that out there, because a lot of people don't want to go to a like super high-end salon because, you know, like if it's a mom or something, they're like, I look like a bum. Like, I don't
Yeah.
want to go to a high-end salon where everyone's going to be judging me. So if you like put out there like, oh, we just show up how we are, like we're chill, which is a lot like how my salon is, we really get those clients who are like, thank God, like I was not ready to be judged walking in here.
Right.
Which is just, I don't know, like social media really helps, but also just being kind of picky with your clients helps for future clients.
Exactly. Because I feel like you want to pick people that, or like you want to take on clients that are going to like, you're going to be able to be successful
right
with, and are going to like, promote you and like
talk good about you. I mean, obviously no one wants somebody to sit in their chair who's unhappy with everything that happens, but it's hard to say like, oh, you know what, I'm not going to do this person's service. But really being picky with your clients helps for the future, because then you don't have somebody walking around being like, oh, I hate her, she's horrible.
Exactly.
So I just think that's a big help in everything you do. And like being kind to people goes a long way, and it really helps, you know, even if you're kind to them in your chair, like you don't know what they're going through. And then at the end of the day, they might, you know, recommend 25 people to you.
Exactly.
And if not, you might have just, you know, been nice to a stranger.
Yeah. So, at least you were nice.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like being, especially in the beauty industry, like really being a nice person and like
goes a really long way.
It really goes a long way. It will help you like tremendously, because you're not only like doing the service on them, whatever you may be doing, but like if they feel like they can have a friend out of you.
Oh yeah. I mean, I would choose way further to go to a friend, even if they're not that good. Like I would rather just enjoy sitting in their chair
and talking
than like, being uncomfortable scrapping getting the best hair of my life. Exactly. Like for real.
Yeah.
Also, like again, then they'll recommend you. Also, like if you do waxes and stuff, thank God I don't do like whole body waxes. But like imagine being judgmental as crap, and then you have like people literally like trying to get waxed from you. Like you have to be so nice, because obviously you feel so judged in that moment.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
And like if you want to keep up clients, like that's a big thing of just being like, oh no, you're fine, and like reassuring and stuff to people, even if it's uncomfortable. But yeah, thankfully I don't offer those services, because that would really.
I'm not sure I want to do waxing. Like,
I don't know. That would stress me out. I feel like I just couldn't.
Same. That's really like personal.
Very, very personal. And like men coming to you to get waxed. Oh my gosh. I'd just be like,
would be so uncomfortable, honestly.
We have a wax girl at my salon. Shout out to her, because she does the most. She literally takes all clients.
Good for her.
Good for her. Because holy moly, I don't think I could.
Someone's doing it.
I mean, somebody's got to wax them, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
But very stressful for me. But yeah, definitely be nice to everybody, because then they'll recommend other people. Be nice.
Or else.
Yeah, literally. So yeah, being picky about your clients. Yeah, all the things.
Yep. Social media. Promote yourself on there. That will help you.
Even if it's not just to gain clients, but just to like keep your clients engaged.
And everyone is on social media. Like, I feel like on TikTok nowadays, if you're posting consistently, and on Instagram too, you can get a lot of followers. It's just you have to stay consistent at it. And if you get like noticed like once.
Also, again, literally being a familiar face to somebody, like even if they don't come to you, they would still be like, oh, actually there's this girl who posts all the time. She probably would do something for you that you'd enjoy. Like even if that person who's recommending you doesn't go to you, they'd be like, I've seen her work and it's pretty good.
Yeah, I know. Like, and people, like before they get a service, I feel like they always go to social media and like look at their pictures, like see what they're doing. I definitely do that.
And it never hurts to post. Never.
No, it really
I mean, unless you really post something bad. But hopefully you don't.
Post good things.
Yeah, it's never bad to promote your business.
No.
Ever. So, I mean, hello. If you're just going to do that, then that's fine.
Exactly.
Well, thank you guys for listening. This was so fun.
Yeah, we really had a lot of fun doing this, and we're going to be posting more
consistently. Yeah, maybe like once a week. We're trying to do maybe more, maybe less. We're not exactly sure.
See. We'll we're
trying to figure it out.
Much we can keep up. But
also, shout out to anybody who actually knows us and is listening to this. We love you, and thank you for watching.
Yep. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.